This is the first year in I think like 15 years that I decided not to upgrade my phone and instead invest in a few pieces of tech that do things better than my phone. And what I've found in this like experiment that's been ongoing, evolving over this past year is that I enjoy using these things more and I get more out of doing these like tasks or doing these things. And anytime I can spend less time on my phone and still get something done or do something that's enjoyable for me, that's a win. That makes my life better, and so I hope this will make your life better as well. So first up is the Analogue Pocket. I just recently added this to the lineup in the last month. The Analogue Pocket is like a handheld game system, sort of reminiscent of the Game Boy from about 30 years ago. It is an FPGA device, so it can actually natively run Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, Game Boy Advance games. But you can also put ROMs on there and emulator cores, things like this, and play your old games that way. For me, I grew up playing the original Pokemon games back in the 90s, and they're always just fun to go back and play through in different ways and with different strategies, and they're just fun games to always jump in and play. And there are a ton of different like emulators out there. I think the Pocket's probably the best one yet that I've seen at least. But for me, it's been important to get away from gaming on my phone. I was never a huge gamer with my phone, but between like the battery life concerns and like notifications and figuring out controller support or like tapping on the phone, which I didn't really like, there's not a lot of emulation support, and then all the in-app purchases. Gaming on my phone has just never been a long-term positive experience. I might download a fun game and play it for like a day or two and then give up on it. But with something like the Analogue Pocket, having a dedicated portable gaming device, I'm just finding that I really enjoy that a lot more. The last thing I'll say about the Analogue Pocket and just having a dedicated gaming device in general is like play is important. I think the last couple of years since becoming a parent and working and now moving into an office and traveling, I just wasn't taking play as seriously as I could have, or I wasn't being deliberate about making sure that I got uninterrupted time to play for myself. Since I started adding that back in the last month or so, I've just felt like a much happier person. So that's something to consider if you're thinking, maybe I won't do this, or maybe maybe if you're on the fence about, gaming and you're like me and you're in your mid 30s, you can still do it. I'm here to encourage you to, take play seriously and make sure you get a little bit of play in your life. That's all. All right, up next is the usual suspect, and that is the Kindle Paperwhite. This is the latest generation of the Kindle Paperwhite, at least as of this recording, September 2024. I have been using the base model for most of my at-home stuff, but with a lot of the travel that I've been doing this past month, I've been using the Paperwhite mainly for that warm light feature. I do miss the like smaller, more compact size of the base model. And right now I'm reading my friend Paul Millard's new book, Good Work. Great book to read if you are looking to live a life that is not on sort of like the default path, or if you've read Paul Millard's first book, The Pathless Path, I think you will really enjoy this book as well. And ever since I made my Kindle review, which if you haven't seen, I'll link it down below, I had a lot of people ask me, like, is reading on a Kindle better? Like, why would you travel with something that's like so much bigger than a phone? And the short answer is like, yeah, it's way better to have this. I can read on the Kindle for like an hour straight. My eyes won't fatigue, versus trying to read on something like my laptop or my phone or like an iPad. I feel like I have to take breaks every like 15, 20 minutes because my eyes will just start like fatiguing. There's also like the challenge of just distractions and all the other things you can do on those devices. And especially when you're traveling, if you want to have a few different books with you, maybe one for like a morning read, one for like an evening read. I also throw like a copy of the Bible on here, so that's available to me there as well, and I don't have to go to my phone. And especially now with these new Kindles supporting audiobooks, you can even have your audiobook there to listen to like at the beach or while you're traveling on a plane or something without having to pull out your phone. That's made travel for me just a lot nicer, a lot more, it's made travel a lot more pleasant, I should say. And these things are really affordable. Like I think you can get the base model Kindle now for about $100. You could probably get a used one or buy one off a friend for even less than that. I think e-readers by the end of the decade are going to be just continuing to grow as a thing that people want to have over, say, upgrading their phone every year, every 2 years even. So yeah, it's nice to have a very affordable piece of tech that you'll spend a lot of time on and enjoy spending a lot of time with. And finally, the DJI Mic 2 has become one of these little pieces of tech that just helps me spend less time on my phone. I originally bought this DJI Mic 2 so I could record interviews. I have 2 of them here actually. But when I found out I could just record directly to the onboard storage on these things, I began taking this with me like on walks or even like throughout the day if I knew I wanted to be able to speak into something, have that be recorded. Like kind of like talk through a thought or something, or even if I'm going to like a meeting where I'm talking through something with someone in person, and I don't have like Zoom AI or some other type of AI, I'll just throw this on the table and record both of us talking, and then I can feed that into say like Google Docs, feed that to ChatGPT. It's just like a audio file on here. There's a USB port. You can Bluetooth pair this to your phone or something. It works great. It's really nice to actually have something that's not a connected device that allows you to have sort of that like breakaway time from all the distractions, record all that input via audio, and then upload that and have it be transcribed and have it be summarized, be able to then add to it or just even have that file to recall and listen back to if it's something important. And you could probably get a digital voice recorder for a lot less than this, but there's just something about already having one of these, or if you're a creator and you're already looking at getting a wireless mic for doing your creative work, it is nice to know that you can also use these to sort of have this additional use case. It's just like a voice recorder that then pairs really nicely with some of the AI tools that are out there today. With any of these 3 things, let me know down in the comments below if you are trying or using any of these, and if you have a different device that isn't one of these 3 types of categories of devices that help you spend less time on your phone. Leave it down in the comments below. With that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, and if you're not yet, please do so. Be kind both in life and in the comments below, and like this video to send good vibes across the internet. We'll do it again soon. Later.